So below us here, that you can't see, is our BTS haul. Hello and welcome back to Bug Rounds. On this channel we like to discuss all things creepy crawly, so if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing to the channel. So first of all, got to apologise, I did absolutely a big fat zero of show footage on the day of the BTS. There was too much going on, too many people to speak to, and of course I actually had my own stand. Although I didn't do half the work on my own stand. Beth did most of the work, Danielle did some work, Bobby did some work, but there was a lot going on. So yeah, big thanks to all of them for the massive help. The day was amazing. I had a really good time. I didn't get as many pickups as I normally would, but the good thing about that is that I now still have tons of cash left that I can go and spend at the Western Invert show, which I think is towards the end of July. I can't remember the exact date, and that will probably be the last show for us for the year. Normally we try and do Brighton, but Brighton is so close to Christmas, and it's in between Christmas and when the kids go back to school and you have to buy all the uniforms and things. So Brighton is just a tough one for us, so I'm probably going to leave that this year. So before we get into it, do you want to tell them what happened at the show?
No, you tell them.
You want me to tell them?
Yeah. Okay,
so I actually got up on the stage and I proposed. Will you marry me? To Danielle, so we are now engaged. Woo! Thanks for everyone that helped make that happen. It was a complete surprise for you.
It was. I didn't know anything was coming.
So, and we were told it's the first ever proposal at BTS, so that's going to be one to remember. 2023 BTS. So that was really cool. But we will move on to then our haul. So I'm going to start with gifts then. So first off, I was gifted keeper cards from Bobby, who came from America. She's in my pre-BTS chat video, and these were her Pledger's Choice cards. So there are not many of these about, so I was really glad to get hold of those. So massive thanks to you, Bobby. She can't be here today because at the time of recording this, she is actually on a plane home. So it was really nice having you round, Bobby. Thanks for all your help, helping me pick the ring, helping finance Danielle's hair, and all the rest of the awesome stuff that you did, and it was truly amazing. So what other gifts did we get? Well, from my friends Nikki and Alex, I got handed a few Rufus slings and a few H-Max as well. So Heteroscoda maculata. The Rufus was a Flamingochila species Rufus, but I think that's recently changed to an O species Rufus. I'm not sure, I have to check up on that. So thanks for those. I got gifted from Jeremy from Jeremy's Wild World the Gandanamo species black velvet spider sling. Now I actually passed him my adult female at a previous show, and he bred her, and he's given me one of her slings. She had a small sack, only a few slings came out, and Jeremy passed one back for me, and she's super dinky.
Oh wow.
He or she.
That's so tiny.
Yeah.
In there as well.
Huh?
There's a little moth in
Is
there.
there?
It's there. Right next to
Oh yeah, so it is. So that was awesome. Thank you, Jeremy, for passing me one of those babies. I didn't pass her out on a loan. She was a gift, so he didn't have to do that. So thank you very much. He also gifted me some more orange springtails to add to my culture, just because me and Jeremy are both people that like fresh bloodlines in cultures to keep things strong, keep genetics strong. So that was cool. I got gifted off one of my old good friends, Dan from Stick and Mix. He passed me some grubs. I'm going to have to look up the name of them because I can't quite remember now. They're like your fruit beetle grubs that you would get to feed your lizards and inverts, but a different species. So similar, but a different species. Let me just find out. And they are the Panchnoda almula. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. I'll put the name on the screen for you, and I'll take you a picture stolen from Google over here, over Danielle's face, of what they look like. So they purchased them for me at the show, so massive thanks to you guys. I'm probably going to add this to one of my large tanks and hope that they cocoon successfully and we get some awesome beetles running around. I was also gifted a Darlingi female from Kate, one of my patrons, one of the disciples of the realm. Basically, at one stage she was buying someone's collection and she asked if there was anything I wanted from there, and I wanted their Darlingi and Kilbrachi's Huahini. So I sent her a little bit of money. She sent some back because the seller decided he no longer wanted to sell the Darlingi. So she went and got me one off her own back. So massive thank you to you. And you know, if there's anything you want in return, if I'm passing on spiders or whatever, you can have one, Kate. So I have a Darlingi sling, but I wanted another female Darlingi at a decent size because I miss my adult female when she died. And I actually have a video, if you go back, can't remember if it's this channel or the old channel, but there's one where I actually cut her open. She'd already died, obviously, and you could see what was inside a horn of a horned baboon tarantula. So massive thanks to you, Kate, for that. And then of course she did get me the Huahini too. I haven't seen this one yet. You probably won't get footage of it in this video either. She just chucked it to me in the enclosure it came in. I will rehouse it at some point so we can see it then. I did actually try and sell my Gimp Huahini at the show and no one bought it because I knew I was getting this one. So I bought this one, then I got the Gimp one in a box, and I wanted to keep the one that Kate got for me, but looks like I'm keeping both. So if anyone wants to buy a Gimp Huahini at the Western Invert show, I will bring her along to that one if anyone wants to buy her there. So just get in contact with me for that. Kate also did another gift that is basically Danielle's gift, or it's mine and Danielle's gift, but Danielle can have it, and that is the Holotheli longipedes. I've never owned one of these. I think I had a dinky sling going back years ago that didn't make it. So she said if I just wanted that one, because apparently it's a maniac, we said we'd take it off her hands, and I thought with the nice kind of bluey toned legs with the pinkish, reddish, orangish carapace, I thought it would be a nice one for Danielle to admire. So yeah, massive thanks again to you, Kate. That was awesome. You were gifted a couple of things as well.
Yes, Poecilotheria regalis from Nikki.
Yeah, so she passed on 2 regalis from her breeding to Danielle.
Oh, that's actually really cute.
So your Pokey collection is growing.
I have 6 now. And a Poecilotheria ornata.
And that was from Ian. So massive thanks to you, Ian. I miss having an ornata. I had an ornata once. Pokies are not my kind of spider. I had more Danielle's kind of spider, but I did have one long ago that I gifted on that ended up mature male. That one died ages ago now. So yeah, so she ended up with 2 gifts of Pokies, which worked out really well for you.
Yes, they did.
So do you want to do your pickups first, because there's less for you?
Yeah, I bought a Poecilotheria Miranda. That's how I say it.
Yeah. So you now have Miranda, Regalis, Ornata, Fasciata, Rufilata, and Tigrina Wicella. So
Yeah.
your collection is growing great, and we also actually have the DVD somewhere.
Oh, it was up there. I don't know what's called.
That we got from Andy and Guy over at Love Tarantulas, because my Kickstarter campaign Pokey DVD never actually came through the post, so they passed one to me there. So massive thanks to those guys. So we can finally watch that, and Danielle can admire which one she wants to get next. And then your other purchase
was a Brachypelma auratum.
Now this was a pain.
Female.
Because this was the spider she came to buy at this show. BTS being one of the biggest shows, I thought, yeah, they're not so easy to come by here, but they'll have one. And I searched and I searched and I couldn't find one. You searched and you couldn't find one. And then we happened to go past Spa Spiders, and they had, well, I first saw a male, but with Danielle wanting to raise them and keep them a long time, I wanted either an unsexed one that she can find out for herself or a female. And they also had this female. So we picked that one up. £85. These guys used to be cheaper. They're getting more and more expensive as time goes on, and I personally think that was a fair price for that spider. So Brachypelma is another genus that Danielle seems to be collecting.
Yeah. So
that's also growing in her collection as well, which is fine because I actually like Brachypelma. So I'm totally fine with her collecting those ones, unlike the Pokies. so yeah, that's cool. That's your only pickup.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Now, I know you probably haven't thought about what Pokey to get next, but have you thought about what Brachypelma to get next?
Yeah. I can't remember what it's called.
Albiceps was
that
one.
Was one of them.
So that's
the
the one that's got the golden carapace.
Yeah.
You still would need...
I want the Smithy.
Yeah, you still need a Smithy. The Bullman-Gartner, we're never going to see that. It may come up one day, but it's not something that you'll really see. And I can't remember any others off the top of my head. There are more. I can't remember. We own a few of them as well. Yeah. So we'll just move straight on from that. Let's put that back over there. So I've got some space. So my actual purchases then. So we've gone through Danielle's purchases and my gifts. I got what I was searching for at the show, which is the OBT, the Pteronoclus marinus Mikumi locality. Now I could only find this in a little sling. I wanted a bigger one because I was going to name this one after Bobby, who came with us. So I did have an Aphonopelma hensi name that died, got framed and went back to her. And then we were talking about what spider we should get next to name Bobby, and she said OBT originally because Bobby's got ginger genes and your red colour form are basically ginger, aren't they? But I ended up getting some of them in mystery boxes, so I said I'll find a Mikumi variant, one that I've been searching for, to make it the next Bobby. And it's still a spider with attitude, and she's got a bit of a dark sense of humour like me, so the dark coloration can work for that. So this is Bobby 2.0, the OBT Mikumi variant. I picked up a female Marshali. So I haven't owned a Marshali for a long time, but I think I bought it as an adult and it died a few years later. So I had it a reasonable amount of time. I don't know how old it was when I bought it, but I missed that spider like I missed my Darlingy. So I have now got a new Marshali, and this one actually kicked off as soon as I picked up the tub earlier today. So I was like, yes, nice spicy baboon tarantula. My first purchase of the day, before the doors even opened, was a giant hooded katydid. I have no idea how to pronounce the name of this. Siliquifera grandis, probably completely ruined that. And I got 6 nymphs for £30. Now these guys grow up to be massive, absolutely massive. I found no stick insects I wanted on the day, but these katydids, when I saw the adult specimens, I was like, my God, I need these. That it's just so awesome. And I actually have a really large enclosure that I'm not putting them in now because they're nymphs, but later on, and I do need to do some extra work to that enclosure to change up the airflow and ventilation in it a little bit to suit these guys, but that will be a future project, providing I can get them big enough. So look forward to seeing these guys grow on the channel, and if I can do well and I can get them to adulthood, we can do the awesome enclosure for these. Really cool. Now I only actually have 2 more pickups. It's nowhere near the amount that I normally would get. I got way more gifts than pickups. Let's go down to this one next. This is a Kirbrachy's Sayok says juvenile, but it's pretty damn big. I'm not going to lie. I don't know quite how big these get, but if I base the comparison on some of the other killer brackies I've owned, maybe it's a lot closer to adulthood than just simply juvenile, maybe sub-adult or pre-sub-adult, but I could be completely wrong. Could just be a massive killer brackies. Now this one stayed calm in the pot, but I highly doubt it will stay calm on the rehousing, so that's something to maybe look forward to. It has. It's definitely the killer brackies. You can see by the shape of the abdomen, they have these like more slender, longer oval type abdomens. But yeah, that's cool. So all the killer brackies I currently own are all like either slings or small juveniles. I do think I have a sub-adult electric blue, but yeah, and that sub-adult electric blue is probably smaller than this Psy-Yok. So yeah, I love killer brackies. They're a bit of a messed up genus, but I want as many of them as I can because they seem to be one type of spider, one genus that I don't get bored of at all. Even the ones that just stay brown and don't have funky colours. I love their attitudes. I love the way that they make their homes. I love the fact that they do stay underground, but they do come up for feeding as well, that they make really awesome web tunnels and things. I just think that killer brackies for me is one of my favourites, so I'm looking for more at future shows. And the last purchase of the day, now my friend or patron Lewis in my Disciples of the Realm, I think it's the same species, picked up one of these, asked for my advice. I had no advice for him because I've never kept one, and then I saw one at the show and I did say to him that if I see one I'll get one as well, and that is the rain spider. And I don't know how to pronounce this, Palistes johnstoni. They get pretty hefty when they've grown up, and I have to do a bit more research on the care for these before I set up its home. But when they came in at the Spidershop on the website, I was really wanting to get one, but I was saving and saving and saving for this BTS, and I did say that if they had any at the show I would pick it up, but I'm refusing to do any purchases before the show. And by the time I got to the table, which was fairly late in the day actually, they had 2 left, and I actually went for the calmer of the 2 at the time. So yeah, I'm really excited to watch this one grow, and hopefully we get a really funky looking rain spider to show off on the channel. Now there may have been something, oh, my t-shirt, I got the 2023 BTS t-shirt. Let me spin around for you so you can see. I don't know if I've done that well enough. There we go. BTS t-shirt is well cool. I really liked this one. I don't get one every year, but this design I really liked. And the quality of these t-shirts as well that the BTS sell are really good, so it was well worth the price. I feel like there's something else forgotten, but I don't think there is. I'm pretty sure that was the whole haul. It's been chaotic because obviously I've got home, because I was trading this time I had so many more spiders put back in their homes. I did alright, I sold about half my lot, but because I had to keep putting spiders back in their homes, I everything got mixed and matched around.
Took a while getting home, didn't we?
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. We left at like 4:30, finished up by about 4:30. We didn't get home till 7 AM the next day. Best car had a bit of trouble, and the recovery service to get us home was awful.
It wasn't for the first 2.
Well, we had to wait not that long,
3.
about an hour and a half or something. We got taken to Oxford, which I understand why it's not our direction, but it's a place that there's going to be more drivers to pick us up. So they dropped us there. Then we got dropped to, what was next? Swindon next. And then we got dropped from Swindon to Bristol. Why a recovery van could not take us all the way home is infuriating. And then at Bristol there were no drivers to take us any further. Now
we got to Bristol at 10 to 11.
Bearing in mind they had hours, the company had hours in advance to arrange this. We then ended up getting a recovery van coming at like something,
it was
around
4:45.
Yeah, so nearly 4 AM. We were waiting all that time. Who then just drove us to a garage out of our direction again a little while, about half an hour the other direction, and then passed Beth a courtesy car. So poor girl had to stay up all night and then drive the final 2 and a bit hours or whatever
It was nearly 3 hours.
Nearly 3 hours from 4 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, 'cause we got home at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So she had to do this few hour drive on no sleep, plus a full day at the BTS.
Yeah, early start as well.
So a massive thanks for getting us home, Beth. We
Absolute trooper. We wouldn't have been able to do that.
She was absolutely amazing. She was absolutely amazing to get us home safe in how tired she must have been.
Yeah.
So yes, it was no fault of her own, any of this, but terrible recovery service. If you're gonna give someone a courtesy car, why not do it in the first place? Like, that was absolutely ridiculous.
The only good thing that came out of that last leg before we got in the car was the fact the van was warm.
Yeah.
It was freezing, but we got in the van and it was so toasty in there.
Yeah.
It's the only good thing about it.
But it's over with now. It's done now, and I do actually need to check back up on Beth today and make sure she's alive.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to end this video now. Thanks for watching. There's still going to be more of my pet videos coming out, but there will also be anything here that I think's worthy of a rehouse video.
Worthy, the ones that need a rehouse.
Well, yeah, but obviously some of them they're all going to eventually be rehoused. But I mean, some things people don't need to see, like me chucking grubs in a pot of mud.
Right.
Well, I mean, ones that will be visually nice for you guys to see for a rehouse video. So thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.